welcome back. So for this particular video, I'm mostly going to focus on the base building that I've been doing in the background. But also, I've adjusted my settings in Restream, so let's see if Twitch shows up fine. Well, it's showing up here, so that means I might have actually fixed the problem. So that's a good sign. We're gonna go over to YouTube, do the same thing here. Part 9. So that's a good sign. Now we go over to Restream itself. I suppose while we're doing that, we can start the game. I am reaching a point where I want to start giving people the invite codes to at least test co-op. So if any of my lovely people from my Discord would like to try jumping into my game, get in contact with me, you know how. No, it's not that. No, I didn't want to open up Opera GX. Where are you? Restream. Chat. So, here is... For a second there I saw someone taking damage numbers. Oh right, there's a raid coming. That thing has been happening at the volcano base way too often. And I don't know why the volcano base out of all of them keeps having raids. But while we're building the roof, and talking about building the roof, we can deal with that. So we want to go over to foundations, stones. So F8 to move. I really am curious if I do the Parthas of that guy's fight again, can I capture another version of him? So it's like have one of them hovering over each and every one of my bases. That would be a trip. So I've been trying to think of a few different ways on how I want to do this top layer. Do I want to just like build the roof tiles angling up just so it creates a peak going ever up? Or do I want to have like a second floor, a third floor? Because the other idea I had was like go 2 steps in from the edge. Build a wall up, build a roof from there. Another interesting thing that I found is that I might actually be able to get away with one length roofs. Let's see. If you're actually doing the roof, if you're just doing a roof above you, you can probably only do a tile 1 high because the roofs themselves are 1 tile high. So technically the ceiling is 3 tiles high. You see the 3 staircases that he's used to get up here. So if you're building the roof, you might want to keep in mind that rule because you want your floors themselves to be, and let me just make sure OBS is actually capturing my audio. It is. Okay. You want to make sure your audio, you want to make sure that your floors themselves are 2 tiles high, because if you have any particularly large pals, that will be a problem for them. So you need to have 2 layer high walls, but if you're doing roofing, like I am here, the roof itself counts as 1 tile. It just slants in at the edge, but any flat sections like this are going to be, 1 tile. So technically my first floor here is 3 tiles high, which I think is fine. It's the first floor, it's the introductory floor. But if I was going to say, Nate, build like another layer up from here, I would do 1 layer. Now, I have gotten some more technology points from, doing those few zones inside of the world tree. But honestly, I need like a dozen technology points to finish doing all the base level upgrades. I'll get maybe 5 out of that. Plus I need like another half a dozen to get the various saddles and whatnot, so I can fully utilize the partner skills of my various pals. Right now, I only have 1 mount, and that's Frost Lion, even though technically I should be able to ride any one of my pals. But I just haven't been able to invest the technology points in their harnesses. Now, there is a way to do that. If you set up a fishing station, they can pull up, as part of the items they pull up, technology manuals. The only other more reliable way I found of collecting technology manuals is so there's these 3 islands. They're supposed to be wildlife preserves, essentially. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. They've got very powerful drones that I have run into once, and I just had to run away, and I couldn't defeat them. I've gotten stronger since then. I still have no idea how well I do against them. But the treasure chests you find on those islands are actually really good at giving you technology manuals. The only other way that I found you can get technology manuals is to find a cave, clear the cave. The endgame loot caves are generally pretty good at giving you technology manuals. So there really isn't a good way to farm technology manuals. They're either time-consuming, like caves and fishing, or incredibly dangerous, which is kind of annoying. And I'm glad you can see it on Twitch. Yeah, I basically adjusted the bit stream, because apparently Twitch's bit stream maxes out about 6K, and I had it around 8.5K. I can't recall why. But that seems to have fixed the issue. And so instead of continuing with the world tree and trying to clear one of the other 3 remaining areas, I wanted to just kind of relax a bit, continue to build up my bases, and like I said, talk about how we're going to expand the base. Now, as you can see here with this particular roof, I am not fully stretching it out because my base still, it's getting closer and closer to the edge, as you can see, but it's still not at the edge yet, and so there's still B. I've been doing good, Aldi, but you can see here, if I just ended my base there, there'd be just this giant drop off into the lava pit. So what I've been doing, since it needs to be done, is just a very slow, arduous process of filling out what I have, because you're seeing how long it takes to do this roofing here. Now look down at the floor. And then Keep in mind that way back over there, I've got this section. So yes, underneath the glass floor is another glass floor. And underneath this glass floor is another glass floor. And that's about as far as it has gone. So, building the volcano base is going to take a while. And you have to keep in mind that it's not just the layers going down, as we just discussed. I want to build layers going up, and I've actually put some glass walls in here to create these nice big windows. Because yeah, sure, you have like the tiny little windows there, but I like having like the big views. Likewise, because I'm trying again, going for a bit of an aesthetic. I have at periodic places little skylines in here. I'm sponsored by Dubby. I don't have like any Twitch affiliations or Twitch partnerships. Oh, I see a bunch of my eggs have grown. I should collect those. Actually, you know what I should be looking at? Where are the beds? That is I have to set up a fourth island. I have to set up a fourth island that's basically just going to be a wool ranch, because out of all the supplies that I've collected, honestly, Sekhmet, I have you breeding with Sekhmet. Your children should be Sekhmet. So how the heck do you keep having Bellinor as your children? I really shouldn't. I need those ancient civilization cores, but I am just generating. No, I am not a Twitch partner at all. I have a sponsor. I have Dubby, who makes wonderful drink add-in stuff, powders, but that's what you call them. And of course, I decided to set my base up right next to the raid tower. You know what would be fun? Set up a base next to every raid tower, just flexing on the bosses who I stole the keystones from. Yeah, I know, Axel. Beat you in a fight, and you're all about fighting and all that. Now, take a look at my volcano base. I actually don't have it right now because I just made fresh iced tea. But I actually have it right next to me for my water bottles. Let me go and get one. So this is the W I've been using. We've got mango, which is the one I chose. And then we've got the one that they sent me sort of as their trial run. It's called Retro Sherbert. Must not put them there. That'll block the screen a bit. They're caffeinated drinks, so keep that in mind. You don't want to drink too much about them. But they are good, and of course, I love having just something to add into my water, because, well, let me put it this way. This is my smallest water bottle. To put it in perspective of how much of a hydro homie I am, this just arrived from Temu. Do you know what this is? This is a hydration backpack. That should give you an idea of how big of a hydration homie I am. Just random open hole I forgot to do. Okay, fine. Since it's just a random hole I forgot, I'm going to go and give them a little skylight. I mean, technically, this shirt is my own merch. This is my signature t-shirt line. My charity t-shirt line. So yes, as you can see, this is the process that it takes to build. So, looking at the size of the volcano base underneath us, you can just imagine how long I have been spending on this volcano base between the proper episodes. Supposed to be having a raid coming. That's what the big warning on my thing was. We have a raid coming. Did they cancel the raid? Had a big notification right here that said, like, raid incoming. Well, obviously, Palworld has been my current obsession. But yes, I still have Fallout, I still have Skyrim, still have Stellaris. Gonna be trying Oblivion Remastered soon. I'm looking forward to Fallout 3 Remastered. But yeah, as I said, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the volcano base in terms of the roof here. Because right now I'm just building, this top level roof, so, they've got a roof over their head. And presumably that'll lock in the temperature. Basically, if the game has modding capability, that's really what I'm interested in. Because if there's an aspect of the game I don't like, I liked having the potential to mod it. Like, for example, I'm working on a mod for Palworld. So soon on my Nexus page and my Steam Workshop, you'll be seeing a Palworld mod from me. What the heck are you doing up here, little dragon boy? What are you going to do? And then, of course, yes, they're over on my Patreon. There is the first 4 levels of my original game available. and I'll be getting back to working on World 2 of that in the near future. The main reason I haven't is because World 2 is going to require a lot of flying enemies, and that will involve creating a brand new model, or using a temporary, building an entire flight mechanic, and that's just a little intimidating to me. Because, like, I've got the layout for World 2.1 done. The problem is that while I kind of was able to get away with it in World 1, which, you know, the first 4 worlds of Mario do have flying enemies, they're not really that prominent. They're in a couple of places. World 2.1 has flying enemies everywhere. And so I've been a little bit anxious about having to work on and debugging flying enemy mechanics. Because once I start building flying enemy mechanics for the enemies, well, I'm going to have to start tinkering with designs and making flying available to the player. Now granted, that'll only be available to certain characters, but if I'm building the flying mechanic for enemies, it's the perfect time to do the flying mechanic for the player. And that's just like a brand new way of navigating the world that's going to break every other system I've built. Why are you up here, big guy? Seriously, like, why are you up here? Wow, look at how much of the roof we got done. And there's still this entire chunk to do here, that entire chunk to do there. But, like, wow. And here's what it looks like underneath. Temperature is still running really hot. And then it gets really cold over here. Now, is that because over there we have open air? Yeah, so open air. So does that mean that... Because notice how it's basically freezing here if I wasn't wearing my temperature control gear. So yes, I am off this week. That's why I'm doing a lot of streaming every day. Where is it? My little ice towers. There are my ice towers. I have 3 ice towers here. So what if... Alright, temperature is going up. That's still a bit on the chilly side. That's a bit on the warm side. So as long as we're underneath the base's cover, it seems like the temperature is pretty well controlled. I want to get towards the middle, so I'm going to try something. Because there is actually a smaller cooling unit. So let's put this one, like, here. Then go over to my work table. No, I'm probably going to do it multiple times during the day. In fact, since I have my day off, I can do multiple things like this. Let's see. Set this up. Make sure you're making more flour. I've got my horned dog, who's the chef. Let's make sure that the cooking keeps being done. Where is it? I really got to organize this, but right now I'm not focusing on this level being organized, just it being consistent. Yeah, let's have them make a bunch of that. All the Sekhmets. And now I actually think I might have enough of these to actually do this. I honestly should go and tweak their stats. Make them more appropriate for breeding. Yeah, I mean, I get on Discord now and again, but it depends on a number of factors. Let's see here. Sekhmet and Sekhmet. So you actually have 0 passives. And how is the other Sekhmet look? Am I being blind? Why can't I see the second Sekhmet? Oh, there it is. So you've got Diet Lover. Where are you, Sekhmet? I should have like 40 million of you. All the Sekhmets. Oh, wow, the alpha is much better. Alright, so, let's remove this Sekhmet. And we're going to add in, ironically, one of her own children. Because, of course, Pokemon, PAL, and Monster Ranching games like this, they don't really think about the genetics of their Make More Monsters program. Also, how many extra beds do I have? No, exactly 24. I was going to throw a few more Sekhmets on there, just for the hell of it. Improve base efficiency, but I'd have to build more beds for that. Then we go over here. Make sure Sekhmet and Sekhmet are assigned to the breeding program. There. Also, you gotta love the fact that officially one of these is male, one of these are female. Oh yeah, the alpha. We've got an I believe the female is the alpha if I'm not mistaken, and she's like 20 times larger, 20% larger. More segments. Oh, the characters that are usually displayed in my profile is usually one of my own characters, depending on the platform. Like for example, Twitch, for example, is my original Power Rangers style character, or Super Sentai design character. Let's take a small break from segmenting, or sex-metting. So this is another way to farm resources that sometimes gets you technical manuals. Sometimes. Yeah. Barely damaged my shield. Just chain stunning. Now, let's show the real big gun. I've only got 84 rounds, and they're hard to get by because they require meteors, but 8K with one hit. Still my best gun to date. 13K. Alright, let's conserve the meteor ammo a bit. Well, I hope you are enjoying the game. It's certainly interesting, I'll tell you that much. It takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of different games, to be sure. Am I gonna have to build another ancient civilization chest? I am. Alright. That I'll sell. If it's got a power level of less than 600, I don't want it. Subway Surfers. I've actually never even tried that game. Who knows, it might be good. Okay, so there's our roof. So I guess let's get back to the discussion about the roof, shall we? So like I said, and let me summon out Frost Lion so we can get a bird's eye view. So that's what the volcano base looks like. But it probably is more appropriate to take a look at it from the side view. So if you're coming up the mountain, or looking at it from an angle, that's kind of what you're going to see. And so the question I'm asking is, do I want to keep building it up as just basically a giant pyramid? So just keep building the roof up from the angles coming towards a point? Or do we want to sort of like pull it in, have it look like a sort of layer cake? Sort of like a giant wedding cake of doom. So do we want the wedding cake of doom or the pyramid of doom?
Hut, hut. Hut. Hut, hut, hut. Hut, 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 hut.
What room is so messed up?
Hut.
Well, thank you. I definitely work on doing mods. In fact, I've gotten to a point on Nexus mods where I can I reliably make a passive income off of it. It's $30 a month, but still, that means I've reached a point where people play enough of my mods that I can reliably make about 30 bucks a month off of just my mod content. It's not enough to live off of. Hell no. But it is kind of nice to reach that point in my career as a streamer and gamer that I could reliably make some income off of the stuff I make. Especially considering YouTube still owes me $100. No, YouTube, I won't let you forget it. So, let us get back to the topic at hand then, shall we? Pyramid of Doom or Wedding Cake of Doom? How should we design the upper levels of this base? I can't believe I'm actually going to close out the roof. I keep thinking like maybe I should just leave a nice skylight in so they have plenty of light. They're on top of a volcano. They have all the light beneath them they'll ever need. I mean, technically, I don't even need these skylights in the roof that I've built. They have all of the lighting from below. I mean, I'll still leave the windows on the side in because, you know, it gives them a nice view outside, but like, yeah. I don't think they need a skylight in the volcano base. I mean, we are getting there. We are absolutely getting there. Whew. Did I leave an open spot here? I did. Okay, well that's easy enough to fix. so far and yet so close and yet so far. You know what I'm gonna do? Instead of just doing the standard lawnmower routine, I'm gonna go and make a few more crosshatches randomly, just to break up the entirety of this massive undertaking. And even though technically not stable, I'll feel better about it if there is some cross intersections. It gives us an actual legitimate sort of feeling of accomplishment as we close out each of the smaller circles. You know, in fact, instead of always doing it from the same angle, I'm going to do it from different places. Okay, sure, it gives us technically more patches to do, but it does kind of feel like as we close out each of the smaller boxes, we've accomplished something grand. Yeah, that feels like a bit more reasonable section of holes, doesn't it? And just to break up the monotony, we're gonna do another boss raid. This time, the higher level version of the lady we just fought. Yeah, you can't even take out my shields, can you? I still don't have the strongest guns, unfortunately. In fact, most of my fights are done by just throwing my pals at them and then lots and lots of capture spheres. That's why you see 197 in the corner of the soul spheres, which are one of the higher end ones. I just throw a lot of Pokeballs at the problem. Yeah, let's pull out the meteor launcher, shall we? Wait for you to stop. Oh, that's not fair. You teleported right out of the way of the middle of my attack. It's not fair. I've got to switch to my laser gun. It only does 1,500 damage instead of 10 grand. At least my shield is holding up. Hey, Naira. And, Luffy? Still can't get through my shields. No, I think it's Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy. You know, when I crafted my laser gun, I crafted one set of ammo. I just happened to have crafted about 12 grand. So I haven't actually made any more ammo for my laser gun since I made it. So I kind of went overboard and made 12 grand in rounds. And like most games, it's just like, yeah, you've got a 999 plus. Let's switch things up again, shall we? Go after him, Frosty Noct. Oh, now that is working. Just freeze the opponent solid. Nice going, Frosty. That motherfucker healed. I'm not actually sure if headshots are doing notably more damage. I mean, I guess. It's about 200 points more, but like, that's not really worthwhile. Not when Frosty here. Oh my god, like, Bella Noir is here doing 12 damage per hit. Frosty is doing... Oh no, I don't think you can escape from Frosty's, Yeah, Frosty's doing 1,500 a shot. I don't think my, paltry 700 a headshot is making a difference. I mean, you're right, it does do extra damage. So that does make me wonder, can I pull off a headshot with a meteor cannon? And how much will it do since its base damage is 10k? I need you to be stuck in a movement long enough for me to target your head. Well, that was the crit number, so 5k. So yeah, normally 3k. Oh my god, she actually took out my companion. Go regular Frosty! Your dark counterpart wasn't enough. Nice job, Frosty. This is why you're my MVP and the main member of my team while everyone else has been replaced. Nice job, Frosty.
Hut.
Like, you know, yeah, sure, headshots do more damage, but it's like, what is that? 500 to 700, that's 50%. And I just don't, like, if I was doing 10k with the meteor cannon, but even that's getting reduced, and then going to 15k, that'd be worthwhile, but like, yeah, no. That is a very tempting idea, just for the hilarity of it. Throw a version of Belladonna at herself. $2K on attack. Oh yeah, throw Sekhmet in. She'll do good. What the heck is Sky Marcher? Oh, mounted jump count. Because it's right now, my other Frost Lion needs to heal, so I've got to find someone to work as a replacement. I mean, Aegeus is tempting. Immune to stun. See, Eteron's big ability, he gets boost for every dragon or dark in the team. He's a dragon. You know what? Since we're not flying right now, since we're just going to be in this base, let's maximize the party. Oh, wait. I've got a really silly idea. Do I have you here, or are we back at my main base? Dragon, dark. Oh. He is useful because he actually buffs my shields. Alright, all dragon party. In fact, if anything, Jet Dragoon might be the most unimpressive. Immune to stun. Where did we see him? Shield regeneration. Yeah, it was a Geodron. Dragon Earth, Dragon Dark, Dragon Plane, Dragon Dark, Dragon Water. you in the base. Sort that. I mean, yes, they've got extra beds. That's easy enough to fix. Since they're only here temporarily, I will give them beds. Here, you can even get the big beds. There, that's all the big high quality beds that I can build currently. Then I'll remove the simple beds in a moment. But I want to at least make sure we're at 26 so that they're not getting stressed out. Alright, so Nubis is building the big beds. That's fine.
Hut. 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 Hut.
And before we do another raid run, we'll do a bit more on the roof. Again, I present the same question I've been presenting previously. Do we want to go for a wedding cake of doom? Or a pyramid of doom? Oof. We may actually get the roof fully completed in this stream. Now I had a really stupid idea for my next base. I'm gonna wait for a beat to see if anyone can guess it. Go on. Guess, what would be a really stupid location for a base? Is this entire section done? It is.
Hut. Hut. Hut.
I accidentally put glass. Well,
Hut. 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 Hut.
I haven't checked the Discord because I've only got one monitor. And so I can't actually check the Discord while playing the game and monitoring the chat on my phone. I'll check it later, just not right now. I literally cannot.
Hut.
Yeah, I'm going to keep the staircases in their various random places. Alright, so we got one staircase there, we've got one staircase there. Honestly, could probably use a staircase here.
Hut. Hut.
You gotta love the fact that it instantly decides to default to just building a staircase that goes up in a V. I'm not sleepy. I'm fine, actually. I just got off of a nap, and I've got an appointment at about 4:30. So I've actually got a projection on the ceiling over there, because basically what I've discovered is not only does my room not have enough light, there's one clock back there, or the one on my computer, which can't see because full screen, and my phone again full screen. Just general doctor's checkup, just a regular one. And so I've gotten a couple of just like various little minor lights to put around, and one of them is a clock that has a built-in thermometer, but it also has a projector, so I can now just like look up at my ceiling to see the time. And I plan to get a couple more of those, just kind of sprinkle them around the room, so like there's never a point where I can't figure out the time. For now, I think that's fine on the roof. How's the temperature? Actually mildly warm. But if we move closer towards this section, does the temperature improve? No, it actually gets quite hot. Well, that's because I was standing in the hot tubs. I mean, the temperature's mildly warm. We're literally standing on top of a volcano, like right by the chiller here. We get a nice medium degree. If I go over by this other chiller, okay, so the mini chiller is taking us up from like mildly warm to neutral. Okay. So again, I shall keep the question going of the wedding cake of doom or the pyramid of doom for this place. I still need more high quality cloth. I have stone, right? I should have stone in my inventory. Just enough to start a base. And And before we go over to the next location, I'll show you how the Oasis base looks. Then we'll quickly stop by the main base, just do general checkup there. And then we'll establish a new base. I'm hoping I'll be able to establish it, honestly. I'm not sure if where I'm planning to set it up, it'll actually work. But I'm supposed to be able to build a base on water now. So here is what the Oasis base looks like. And then if we take the staircase out, we go into the administrator's area here. Go ahead and make some gratin. And you know what I'll also do? I will build a mill here, so no matter what base I'm going at, they can always work on the flour that we collect. So we're gonna put you like... He actually went out and just like farmed the stuff in the area. No one can make flour at the moment. Where's my visitor? It just said I had a visitor at my base. Yeah, he literally is just going out and gathering anything in the local area. Where's my visitor? There was a prompt that said there is a visitor at your base. Where the heck are they hiding? But yes, you can kind of see what I'm going for with the Oasis base. It's supposed to literally be a hot springs resort. And of course, I've built this little stairwell up to the employees' sleeping quarters. Alright, fine. Simply because I think it'd be hilarious, let's have a giant floating eye running around the base here. Get some guys who can do cooling. General purpose. That should be fine. 12 of 12. Yeah, now I've just got a giant Doom Eye patrolling. Again, the entire idea here is that from the outside, these should look like terrifying Doom fortresses. Yeah, that's not terrifying at all. That's not terrifying at all. but they're really like 5-star resorts. I still need to put a roof on that section. Yeah, that's not terrifying at all. I am already regretting having the giant eyeball. How far does my base reach out? Do I know it goes to here? Where's the actual border of my base? Ah, so it's like here? Yep. So my base actually goes out into the water a bit. Which means technically my pal should be doing fishing. And how far around the back does it go? Do I actually technically control the entire island? I might at this point. I think I do. I think my base, at this point, because I have a mod that increases the size of your base the more you upgrade it, and that applies to all your bases. It looks like the actual scope of my base goes pretty much around the entire island. Now it does end around here. So technically, if I wanted to move my base back a little bit more, though I'd have to rebuild all the infrastructure. But if it grows a bit more from continuing to upgrade it, maybe I can get it out all the way to the edge of these rocks, which would be kind of neat. It's the same thing with the volcano base. The volcano base is big, but not big enough. This one I think is big enough. I wouldn't want to have to rebuild all of this stuff just to move the base a few feet. And if there was an easy way, like if there was a mod that easily let me just pick this up without completely dismantling the base and just kind of move it over here, I would love that. But I hadn't found a mod that lets me do that. Maybe I'll look at the actual description for... Actually, I could probably look at it right now. Mod options, other mods, base radius improved, base trimmer, expanded world settings, progressive work suitable to mercenary expedition XPD. No. Other mod options. No. So I'll look at the notes for the actual mod itself. There might be, because every time I go into building mode, I get a prompt. It says like press F8 to move an item. I used to do 4, but Steam, while I can stream to Steam directly from Restream here, it doesn't allow you to set titles, and it just didn't seem like it was pointless, and it was still had the old title of ooh woo, what's this new game preview, which, you know, if that's your reference on Steam, it doesn't work. So right now it's Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm not seeing the prompt that was there before. I'll have to look into the mod for no building restrictions, because if I can just like move my base circle like just a scoosh over for both here and the volcano base without having to rebuild everything, that would be nice. All right. Main base. Everybody's scrambling to work as soon as I arrive. Yep, still not what I'm looking for. Alright.
Hut.
None of you guys have been upgraded at all, have you? Now I need a bunch of medium pal souls.
Hut. Hut. Ha. Hut. Hut.
Gonna build another one, because I really do need these things en masse, don't I?
Hut.
Still nothing on the drafting table. Still nothing on the drafting table. Still making soul spheres. Well, you know what? I'll take another 30. Or another 304, I'm sorry. What else am I low on? Well, I've got 26,000 nails. I think we're fine. Got 1,500 gunpowder. I think we're fine. Got 435 circuit boards. Nah, I don't think that's enough. Make me another 859.
Hut. Ha.
And you, what are you forging? No, I think I need another 205 corollium. Thank you very much. Where's my stone? Why is stone always vanishing from my inventory? 70% on that. Alright. And my flying transport pal is not currently with me, so I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Hut. 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 Hut.
Can you guess where I want to set up my next base? Or I'm at least going to try and attempt to set up my next base. Actually, good question. It says I'm allowed to, I cannot build below sea level, but I'm supposed to be able to build on water. I literally have an item that's supposed to let me do that. Key items. Yeah, there it is. Aquatic construction key. Allows the foundations to be placed on water. So, I guess it doesn't apply to the PAL box, but like, so that's got to be on solid ground, but my foundations can be placed on water? So can you guess, yet, where I'm going to set up my next base? Actually, can I do it like right here? It needs to be on solid ground, but like, does this count? It does! Could this be spitting in the face of God? To build a Doom Fortress on the wildlife sanctuary?
Yep.
Am I going to regret this? I mean, it looks like I can. As long as the foundation's on solid ground, it looks like I can. So the question becomes, do I want to stick it just outside or literally on the coast? Because by the looks of things, Wildlife Sanctuary number 1 might not have the drones, because I am not seeing any indication of the drones flying in the sky here. They're definitely at 2 and 3. So think I could. Like, there should be, like, if the drones are here, I should be able to see them. Their big red searchlight's kind of impossible to ignore. How much do I want to tempt fate? Because I could put one right in the center here. See, this is why I probably got the idea that wildlife sanctuaries weren't that big of a deal. Because they don't actually have the killer drones. That didn't get their attention, did it? I think putting it right in the center might be a little bit too blasphemous. And even though it doesn't have drones, they might add drones in a future update. So I feel like putting it... Well, to be fair, the way the drones work is they actually have a height range. Like, if you come in higher than them, they're not going to scan you. So I could put the base above them. It would technically be valid. I mean, I'm definitely putting one on this island. I'm just trying to figure out what is the most logical and yet ancient technical manual. That's why I was coming through here, and which is also why I want to set up a base. Use this to obtain ancient technology points. That's a bummer. I need regular technology manuals.
Hut.
Shoot, I just saw a red light.
Hut.
Shit, there is a drone. It's just that most of this entire island is below ground, so they can never see you. Okay. Well, since they can't actually scan the interior... And I mainly want to be able to set up a base here for two reasons. To farm the treasure chests and to farm the mushrooms. We don't actually need to set it up right in the center of the area they care about. Alright, I'll catch you later on Discord. But it is creepy how they never see me here in Wildlife Refugee number 1.
Hut.
I could put it right in here, which might be outside of their notice zone. Where is it? So I figure as long as I'm here, I might as well capture the zone boss again.
Hut. 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 Hut.
Well, that's where the drone patrols.
Hut. 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 Hut.
I can see the drone. I am tempting fate by being this out in the open when I have just seen a drone go by. Well, now I'm back underneath cover. So is that where I came in from? Yes. So here he is, Grisbolt, the zone boss. Now, I could build my base right here. The only problem is when he respawns, he'll be trouble for my base. So logically, I should build it like here. This way, I can teleport in, and I've got access to the boss right away. But again, he's kind of close to the boss. He might get angry. We got to pick a place that's underneath cover, so the drones won't cause trouble. I really don't like those drones. I think what I'll do is in the entry area. Oh no, I am playing around too much in the open. Back at the entry area, there's the Penguin Kings. We've got cover.
Yep.
Where are they? Because I should be able to see them and thus be able to figure out their patrol routes. So you're over there. Is it just one of you? It seems like there is just one of you, which is why I so rarely ever seem to be caught by you. And you patrol, is it just the outside rim? Unless, of course, you see something. That seems to be it. And I'm not seeing another one coming around, so it looks like you have just the one of you. Now I could put it up on the plateau here, but if my goal is to be able to have my pals going and collecting ancient wood and mushrooms, it needs to be on the lower level. Unless, of course, any of that spawns up here. But it doesn't look like it.
Hut.
This is the area where I always end up seeing them patrol. Is it just because of weird timing? Yeah, they're not here right now.
Hut. 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 Hut.
So yeah, I think I'll place it over in that area nearby
Hut.
where I usually come in. We'll place it underneath the cover of the arch.
Hut. Hut.
Because I don't believe it attacks pals, it only attacks humans. Because the alternative is I get really cheeky. Place it right here. Yes. Why the fuck? Dude, I am outside of the sanctuary. Why are you shooting on me? Dude, you're out of the sanctuary. You were literally out of the sanctuary. So was I. Motherfucker. I wasn't even in the sanctuary when you looked at me. Like, at all. Just outside of it. Well, now you've just pissed off the godchild of Doctor Doom. Now we are building a Doom Fortress, like right here. Look, I'm not even touching the barrier. But I want to place it up here. Or on the edge there. It's probably going to say, yeah, ground slope is too steep. You can see the ring, though. Cannot build below sea level. So it says this is fine. Alright, before we do that, if I'm just standing here, outside of your actual base, are you going to scan me if I'm just standing here outside looking in? You can get angry from just here. No. Maybe I was too close to the edge there. Now there's an idea. It doesn't want one here. Because it's below sea level, objects are in the way, but I can just connect it to a structure. See, that's what I want to do. I want to elevate this just enough that I can create a flat platform behind literally a wall so that its scanner can't pick me up. Then this should be valid. New base set up. Now, if I'm just standing here, or even over here, so, okay. It has no problem with that. Okay. Let's get some basic amenities set up, shall we? I'm going to set up food cold box right here. Set up kitchen right there. Power right here. Maybe go with a couple of simple beds for now, at least. That's the entirety of our base. I will set up... Can I get a simple hot springs down somewhere? It is within range of the base. What do you mean it's not within range of the base? Cannot be built below sea level. Well, first off, let's get a couple of pals out. I need something to do cooking, refrigeration, and handiwork. Planting probably wouldn't be bad, so we'll put one of you down. Need someone who can generate electricity. Someone who can do cooling. Someone who can do handiwork. And someone who can do cooking. sea level. That's better. How angry is it gonna get? Just need to do it for a minute. Then we'll pull it out. I've already got a visitor. Oh, you poor fool. I wouldn't walk that way. Well, it's coming around. Let's see how it reacts. And of course, we'll get an advanced storage chest here. Ah, blacksmith in training, okay. Yes, I did. Where is it? Because I don't see the drone, which means it's probably on the other side of the island. I'm kind of curious what's the limit of my base currently. Okay, so just here. Nice, honestly. So, yes, I'll be building a base. Just outside the wildlife sanctuary. What is the limit of my base in this direction? I am not inside your barrier. You can't you can't attack me. I don't like you. Getting that close with your red beam. Yeah, I know. I am tempting fate. Now we're gonna build some medical stuff here. Where is it? Put a control box over on the other side. Like here. And where is it? There's like a medicine cabinet. I can't recall what section is underneath. Infrastructure, maybe? Well, we'll need an accumulator, obviously, for the excess energy. And yes, medicine rack. And we'll put a clinic here. Sorry, but I'm not letting you see us. You can't see through solid objects, is my understanding. So if I literally build a wall, you shouldn't be able to see me. I need like this one. Can I get it right where I want it to be? It's actually a little bit crooked is the problem. I might have to completely rebuild this base just to get it straight. But in theory, I mean, that's an idea.
Yep. Huh. Yep.
How smart is that drone? I've literally put up a brick wall. I think that worked. It can't see past the stone wall.
Yep.
Well, it'll certainly make it easier to collect mushrooms and ancient wood and a few other things. Ah, frack. That's the medical side of things. Right, an accumulator is what I was building. Well, first of all, set work mode to relaxed.
Hut.
Now, lastly, I mean, in theory, that should be all we need. Of course, the next step will be to literally build a curved base around the edge here. I'll have to find where my actual endpoint of my base is. How far does my base reach? Okay, so my border goes all the way out here. So I want to be able to build something that can reach all the way out here. Does it only prefer it with wood? I mean, I could do stone pillars. It'll let me do that. And that won't work. Not connected to a structure. Can I do it with the triangle one? Well, let me do it over here. I had it for a moment. Honestly, that probably works as a pretty generous border here. A couple of spots go beyond the barricade, but that's fine as we've established. As long as I've got a wall there, it should be fine. I may come back here and redo this walkway a bit later, but gives you guys sort of a idea of things. So yes, base number 4 is set up. I don't know how I'm going to turn this into a wool farm, because that's kind of what I need, but this is base number 4. Alright, folks. See you next time.